In the tent, Ryota, Emily, and Celeste. Emily has cooked many kinds of food. Then she left to bring the rest. Ryota is worried about Emily. She is going so hard on herself because Ryota's work is easing up. Celeste congratulates him for the amazing work he did in the dungeon. Ryota thanks her and reminds her that they still have not decided who the owner of the dungeon yet. Emily comes back, holding a cake. Says that she made it using the campfire, which confuses Celeste of how she managed to do that. Ryota advises her to leave it be. Emily then says she even made ice cream, making them both confused. How did she manage to make ice cream? They are in the middle of the dessert. The next day, in the morning, Ryota observes Celeste spelling fire to burn the garbage. Out of restlessness, she collapses. Ryota hurries up and holds her before she hits on the ground. He then shoots her with a healing bullet. She recovers and notices how close he is. She gets shy and pushes him away. Her heart pounding hard, and she feels her face is warm. She slaps herself to get back to normal. Ryota tries to stop her. She tells him she is calm now. Her cheeks are red due to slapping herself. Ryota asks her why she uses huge spells to burn a few garbage. She explains that she can only use the 3rd level fire magic spell, and can't use level 1 or 2. Two people interrupt their talk. They come carrying more garbage. Once they put it down, Celeste intends to burn it. Ryota interferes and shoots a fire bullet, burning the garbage. He offers to help her and take care of the garbage today as he does not have any work to do. A few hours later, the garbage is stacked. Ryota is frustrated. They keep burning and burning, and the garbage keeps stacking. Celeste states that it's due to the Dungeon Master. The Dungeon Master is a dangerous monster who appears every few months, leading none to enter the dungeon fearing him. Now people are stress eating, causing more garbage than normal. Celeste is exhausted too. Emily tells her that it is okay. They will gather a team and get rid of it tomorrow, hopefully. Ryota asks her to take the day off. If she keeps working she will pass out like last time. She refuses but Ryota insists. Asks Emily to take care of her, while he prepares to get rid of the garbage. Unfortunately, on the next day, the garbage does not get any less. Emily reassures them that the team to get rid of the Dungeon Master should be assembled by now. Ryota decides to go check on it, hoping it will make Celeste feel better that there is an end to that on the site. He leaves. Celeste wonders, why is he that nice to her? Emily responds that he is always that nice and helps whoever needs it. Duke is having a meeting with the Neptune group when Ryota enters the room. Since the Dungeon Master appears, he is asking for their help to get rid of it. The same reason Ryota is there. He asks when are they going to free the dungeon. Neptune would love to, but they have run into a problem. Duke informs that the agreement with the other city dictates if a Dungeon Master appears, the two cities have to gather a team. For so, they chose Neptune group. On the other hand, Heteros people are not making an effort to choose anyone. That works better for them if a Dungeon Master sticks around for a longer time. That will change the ecology of the dungeon. This means the items dropped in the dungeon change too. This might cause Sekiro to lose the ownership of the dungeon although they got better drops. Immediately, Ryota offers to go himself and forget about the joint force. But Duke cannot allow that. Apparently, only a group of no less than 3 adventurers with stats ranked A or higher are allowed in. Duke is disappointed and frustrated about it. Ryota decides to go find someone who can help him. He goes around the city, looking for help. But all adventurers are here for the tax-free drops. No one is willing to risk his life. Ryota goes back to the tent, sorrowful. He finds Emily waiting for him and getting ready to join him in defeating the Dungeon Master. He tells her that there have to be 3 at least. Celeste appears, joining them to defeat the monster. Ryota questions who is going to burn the garbage. Celeste states that she found help, and her sister will do it. Her sister shows up who turns out to be Eugene. Eugene tells him that she is not doing to apologize for the last time. But she is only here because Celeste said she would pay her for it. Luckily, there are other people who joined Eugene in going to help burn the garbage. And since Celeste has A rank states she can join them. Ryota thanks her for that. And now, they can defeat the Dungeon Master and free the dungeon. They enter Selene level 1. Carefully and armed, they are waiting for the Dungeon Master to show up. Apparently, there are no other monsters around because of the Dungeon Master's existence. Suddenly, what they are waiting for, comes. The walls break and dust spreads. Ryota covers Celeste and Emily. The dust settles and the Dungeon Master appears. a horse with 2 horns, called the bicorn. They do not waste any more time. Emily rushes to point a strike with her hammer. With all her power she attacks its horns. The bicorn has a barrier circle around it. That blocks Emily's strike and knocks her down. The bicorn lifts its legs up in the air to land them on Emily. Ryota shoots 2 bullets trying to stop the bicorn. But again, the barrier magic blocks the bullets. Luckily Emily manages to escape before the bicorn crashes her. At this point, there is no backing off. Ryota asks Celeste to cover him up. She spells a fire magic. That stops the bicorn. Ryota takes advantage and shoots 2 bullets, breaking the barrier around the horse. Right away, Emily points another strike with her hammer, causing damage to the bicorn. Ryota shoots at it. Shockingly, the bicorn recreates its barrier, stopping the bullets and wasting all their effort. Ryota asks Celeste to spell another fire spell so he can shoot it and break its barrier. Fortunately, she still has the power to do so. She spells the fire, and Ryota follows it with bullet fusion. The bicorn keeps resisting and curing, but they are willing to defeat it. A magic starts spelling by the bicorn. Emily rushes to attack the bicorn and stop the spell. But once she enters the perimeter of the spell, she falls. The spell perimeter extends, reaching Ryota and Celeste. It turns out that the spells reduce their stats by 2 ranks except for strength and HP. Celeste falls because of her low MP. Ryota asks Emily to take care of Celeste while he tries to finish the bicorn. Celeste apologizes because she ended up being a burden. Kindly, Ryota looks at her and tells her that she did her best, and her help would not be as important as she herself. His words affect her. No one ever said that to her. Everyone was only complaining about her work. But Ryota shows up now and is that nice to her. She cannot risk him getting harmed. She gets up with all her power left. She spells one powerful and unstoppable fire spell, leading the bicorn to lose its barrier magic. Emily throws her hammer to Ryota, who manages to hold it. And with one last powerful and distractible attack on the bicorn horns, he finishes it, declaring the defeat of the dungeon master. Celeste passes out. When she opens her eyes, she finds Ryota and Emily by her side, thanking her and glad for her help. Without her, they would not defeat the monster. Ryota asks her to take the bicorn drop, which allows her to use fire magic levels 1 and 2. That makes her so emotional and she cries. They let Duke know that they defeated the dungeon master. Shocking Duke, he leaves right away to inform the adventurers and let them test if the ecology of the dungeon has changed. The next day, Celeste uses the fire magic first level to burn the garbage. Ryota comes by her. She is grateful for the bicorn drop. Ryota is glad she is happy about it. Finally, Sekiro City won the ownership of the dungeon. Now Ryota and Emily can go back home. Timidly, Ryota offers her to come back with them to the city. Luckily Celeste asks for the same thing. He thinks they are making a great group all together and they might start a party or group together. She loves the idea. Emily shows up and agrees about it too. How their lives are going to be now since another member joined. And what monsters are waiting for Ryota. Subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next videos, like to the channel to support it. More amazing recaps are sorted in the playlist section. See you in the next one.